Hi, my name is Dr. Tim Lin. I'm a board-certified chiropractic physician practicing in Bend, Oregon. I've practiced here for the past 19 years, and the primary focus of my practice is chronic pain and chronic conditions. And today we're going to talk to you about fibromyalgia. You requested this information because either you or someone you know is suffering from fibromyalgia, and so we're going to talk a little bit about what it is and how we do things differently here in our practice. First of all, fibromyalgia is not a musculoskeletal condition. It's a neurologic condition. And what do I mean by that? Well, there are studies out there that show that people's brains who have fibromyalgia just don't work like the people that don't have it. That is what we look at with people with fibromyalgia. So let me talk about some of the symptoms that a lot of people suffer with fibromyalgia. Number one is chronic pain throughout the body. And some people think that's the only thing that goes on with that, but there's many, many more that we're going to discuss here. The pain that people have can be full body pain. It can be your knees one day, your elbows the next, headaches the next, maybe a combination of that. And there's really no pattern with that. And that's why there gets frustration with treating fibromyalgia, is because it just jumps all over the place. Other things that go on with that is people with fibromyalgia, a lot of times they have headaches. Another thing is digestive disturbances. Their stomach, they get bloaty stomach, pain when they eat. So there can be things going on there. Constipation, diarrhea are other things. Memory disturbances is another big one, where they're very forgetful, or they know what they want to say but they can't access a word and spit it out. Sleep pattern is also interrupted, whether it's can't fall asleep at night or multiple times waking up. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different things that go on with fibromyalgia. So how do we treat it, and how do we do different things differently here in the office? Well, probably the most important thing is we treat the person and not the condition. And what do I mean by that? Well, I can have 10 people all with the exact same symptoms, identical symptoms, but have 10 different mechanisms going on causing their problem. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people with fibromyalgia or other chronic conditions don't get better, is because everybody's treated the same protocol. Everybody, you have this, so this is the route that we go with you. We don't do that here. We need to look at you individually and see what's going on with you and treat you, not your diagnosis. So how do we do that? Well, we look at you two different ways. We look at you neurologically, and we look at you metabolically. So what does that mean? Well, metabolically is we look at the different systems within your body, and we do that through testing. And we look at lab work. And most people that I see in here have had lab work done, and they go, well, my lab work's normal. Well, what we have is lab ranges, then we have functional ranges. Lab ranges are very, very wide, very, very broad. I look at something that's called functional ranges. Very, very tight. Numbers do not change. Let me give you an example of lab ranges. With thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, the lab range is 0.5 to 5.5. Functional range is 1.8 to 3.0. As you can see, it's just a much, much tighter range. So we look at that, we really dig into that and look at all the different lab work that's been done. With the lab work, we do a thyroid panel. We do a CBC with auto differential. We do a complete metabolic panel. We also do a lipid panel. We do a lot of different tests, or have tests brought into us that have been done to evaluate that. That can give us a lot of good information about what's going on inside someone's body. Because if some things are wrong with the metabolic patterns, you can have the pain syndromes that you're having. Another thing that we do is sensitivity testing. There are some foods and some things that can activate and trigger things that can cause people to have a lot of pain syndromes. Food is a very common one. We do sensitivity testing for food. Sometimes that's a major culprit, sometimes it's not, but you need to test to find that out. Other testing we do is called adrenal stress index, and what that is measuring your adrenal glands. Well, if someone's sleep pattern is messed up, their adrenal glands most likely are messed up. So we look at that, we measure that. If you're not sleeping, the likelihood of your adrenals not functioning correctly is pretty high. Some people have autoimmune disorders, and what does that mean? Well, autoimmune disorder means your body is attacking and eating your body. Not a good thing. So some people's problems caused by that. So we need to look into that, investigate into that. Another thing we do is we do immune panels. We look at the immune system to see if that's functioning right. My point that I'm getting at is we test a lot of different things and we look at a lot of different things to find out what's going on with somebody specifically. Hormone panels. Sometimes women, especially women, their hormone panels their hormones are out of balance. So we look into that in some people to see if their hormones are balanced or not. It's very, very, very important to get this stuff looked at so you can get the exact cause to find out what's going on with somebody. The other aspect of it is we look at somebody neurologically. And as I said earlier, fibromyalgia is a neurological condition. Well, we do things called functional neurology in here. We look at how the brain works with the body. How's it communicating with the body? If things aren't working correctly, well, then your body's not going to work correctly. With treating that, we have a whole bunch of different treatment protocols, but there is no set pattern for anybody. Everybody is individual. Your fibromyalgia is different from somebody else's, and so we need to look at that and find out what's going on with that so we can get the right treatment protocol set up for you.